Ian Roberts, and welcome to this weekly video on mastering composition. This week again, I'm going to take a photograph and show you how I've turned it into a painting, showing you the structure of the photograph, what I was looking at, and then how I used that structure in the painting. And my experience is the better the structure, the easier it is to do that. The more you can interpret the image. And the less good the structure, the more you just find yourself kind of rendering stuff because there's nothing really to carry it. And then we're going to look at a painting by Bernard Dunstan, an Englishman. He was in the Royal Academy. He died not so long ago. But it's just a really nice structure of horizontals and verticals in an interior this time. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you after. So let's look at this photograph and how it could be interpreted. Because what's interesting here is the idea of the photograph being the jumping off point for how you're going to make a painting. Now, obviously, this line of grasses is really strong, pulling us in. Now, there's a vertical. And the grasses and things, and look at all the detail. There's a tree here on this bank. And I don't know what that is back there, like a runoff or something, and a road and little things going on and all kinds of trees going on in the far back piece. But if you notice from the end of the point there to here, nothing much new is happening. And so I cropped it so it was a square. Because there's nothing going on here that isn't going on here, or here that isn't going on here. So I cropped it as a square. Used this and reduced the value here and had these greens coming over like that with a horizon there, tiny little thing of light, a tiny bit of dark here. And the center of interest is really just a hit of intensified color back here. So this kind of interpretation is much easier if you've got a simple structure you can impose on it rather than feeling like I've got to render everything because there isn't really any structure. And also notice the gradation of that shape, how that big shape becomes dynamic because of that gradation, pushing you into the painting. So this sort of interpretation is much easier, the stronger, and it's much easier sort of as a jumping off point, the stronger the structure. This is a painting, an interior by Bernard Dunstan. And obviously, there's lots of verticals here. I think the main one comes down here because first it's the figure, and also you get this strong vertical right here. That little tapping noise is how I get rid of the... Also, you've got the blue here echoing the width of the dress or the nightgown, which is taking us up into here, which is a nice touch. And then in terms of a center of interest, it's really interesting because there's really strong contrast here. And you find that your eye gets pulled here, but you can't really stay. You get pulled back into the figure because the figure is way more interesting than an old dish towel. And also you get pulled up here because of its light and it's outdoors. But again, it doesn't hold us. There isn't much information on the front of the head. That's not what's holding us. But just the idea of this figure and this sort of shape here, really, we can't not come and look at that. And all the pieces are sort of aligning us to that. It's really nice painting. Loose. So I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, we're going to look at the structure of composition and what creates dynamism and engagement and different ways of sort of forcing our attention of how that structure fits in the picture plane. So I hope you have a great Christmas and a great holiday, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.